Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video, I want to look at my team going into the blank game week 30. I also wanted to talk to you guys about the double game week 31 and the double game week 33. But before all that, let's have a quick look at game week 29 and see how well my team has performed. Now, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like on the video as it helps my channel out a lot. So here we go. So for game week 29, I got 96 points, above the average of 72, and I made one free transfer. I removed Bowen for Kulusevski, and yeah, that worked out really well, as Kulusevski got me 11 points. He's got 2 assists in the 2 games, so really happy with that. So let's have a quick look on my team. I got Ramsdale with 10 points. He's got me, 1 clean sheet against Leicester City and 1 point for Liverpool. Trent got me 13 points, 2 clean sheets there from him. Robertson as well, although Robertson's got a lovely assist to kind of help out and an extra 3 bonus points. Really helped out there. Rudiger with 5 points. Kulu with 11, Rafinha with an assist. I think he was the one that had a single game, yeah, and he got me an assist. It's better than nothing, right? Salah as my captain. I think a lot of people captained him, triple captained him. I went for him as well, just in case. And yeah, he's got 20 points there. Martinelli got 8. Got only 1 assist in those 2 games, but I'm hoping they can get more in the next few games. Willock was a disappointing. I bought him in, and yeah, in the last 4 games, he's pretty much didn't return at all. So that transfer did not work. Raul Jimenez and Watkins, these strikers it's just not working out at all this season. The only player that we all need is basically Harry Kane, but I don't really want to destroy my team just to bring in one player. I feel like there are other players that I could go for that could help out towards the end of the season. But saying that, Harry Kane is the only player that I need to just pray that he doesn't do well. And as you can see on the bench, Lukadim with 1, Cody with 14. Didn't really expect him to go ahead and score a goal and keep a clean sheet against Everton. He only had 1 fixture as well, and I wasn't sure who to bench. It was like either me benching Rafinha or Raul Jimenez. Yeah, I could have benched Watkins. It's just one of those things, right? It's just difficult to call, and I called the wrong one. So I got 96 points. Not too bad. A little bit of a green arrow, which is good, but I'm still stuck around the 300k mark. So I need to try something a little bit different. Moving forwards. So this is how my team is looking like so far. I think Lukadim is pretty much out, but we need to make sure. And if he is like ready to go, then I probably will make 1 transfer. Now, I am actually thinking to take a -4 point hit, and I think taking a -4 point hit in a blank game week is not too bad. I think a lot of people's going to be doing it. I think people who wildcarded like a couple of weeks ago is probably set up for this. I'm kind of set up for it. As you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. If Lukadim wasn't injured, that would have been 8. So the 8 players is actually pretty damn good. If I make a transfer, I bring in 9 players for this blank game week 30, I think I'm sorted. The only issue is that I can see here is that I don't have Harry Kane, because a lot of people is going to captain Harry Kane. And I looked at it, and I don't really want to like remove Salah unless he's got a long-term injury or anything like that, because like I'm thinking to captain him against Watford. So there's that. And, you know, if I don't have Salah, then I have an issue of, you know, captain option in game week 31. But saying that, like, Spurs has got really good fixtures towards the end of the season. I mean, like, from now to the end of the season, and investing in some of their players is going to be a good thing for our FPL teams. Now, let's just have a look at the fixtures itself. So you got Wolves and Leeds, right? I think a lot of people still has Wolves players because of the doubles and so on. I got Raul Jimenez and Cody here. And for Leeds, I got Rafinha. I think I have pretty much covered this fixture here. The only thing that I can see is maybe people going double Wolves, but I don't really want any Wolves players moving forward. So I'm actually looking to remove like Raul Jimenez or Cody, or bench Cody for the long term. Rafinha I'm going to keep because it's just a good player that he's got a chance to always get a return. Now, Aston Villa, I have Watkins. Now, if Luka Dean wasn't injured, then I would have had two, and that would have been okay. And maybe I could have went for, like, maybe Coutinho, that is highly owned. He's probably the only player in the Aston Villa side that can hurt my rank. Now, for Arsenal, I got Martinelli, that a lot of people is looking at, and I got Ramsdale. So I'm kind of set. Yes, I could get an additional Arsenal player, and I think I might still like get Saka or something, or maybe Tierney could be a replacement for Luka Dean. But I'm thinking of doing something different. Now, Leicester City has got actually, like on paper, really good fixture. Brentford at home. Leicester City has got a double in game week 33. So I'm thinking to myself, a lot of people is going to try and get in Leicester City players. And this is what was one of my thoughts before, you know, getting on to game week 30, is trying to like look at bringing in Leicester City players. Even though they got a lot of injuries, but they got a lot of postponements still yet to be rearranged. So they're going to have more fixtures. I'm thinking to myself, if people are thinking to bring in Leicester City players in game week 30, why don't I try and bring them in now? So that's what I'm thinking to do. And so not only I'm looking at, you know, game week 30, I'm looking at the long term as well. So I'm kind of like preparing for game week 33. Now, Tony is a player that is on form, so he could be someone to look out for, maybe even Ericsson. But Brentford doesn't really have good fixtures onwards, so that's the problem. So I'm looking at a Leicester City player like Maddison or Barnes, maybe one of their defenders for this game to kind of cover this. Now, for West Ham, I won't have any players, and I don't know if Bowen will be fit. So, yeah, I think only Antonio can hurt my rank, but not as much as I thought. But, yeah, Harry Kane is pretty... I don't think Son is going to be that painful onto my rank, but Harry Kane is. So, because, I mean, I can get Harry Kane, but I don't want to take a -8 or stuff like that just to get him just for this game week. I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I can get Doherty, and, you know, maybe I can go for a Leicester City midfielder. That kind of covers a lot of players here without, you know, -8 or 12 or whatever. And I don't have any chips available for me, so I've got to just make do. And I don't think everyone is going to be on the best position here as well. There's going to be a couple of, I would say like 50-50, right? I think people in the community, like in the Twitter and YouTube, they're going to have around 7 to 8 players. And a lot of people probably will use the free. But overall, I think a lot of people is going to struggle in this game week. And when I bring in a player, I'm thinking for the long term as well. So, yeah. So this is how my team's looking like. If I go to the transfers, I got one transfer, I got 0.6, and there are 2 thoughts here. I'm thinking to remove Luka Dean. If he's out, definitely. I'm thinking to remove him, and I'm going to bring in Doherty from Tottenham. So that's going to cover Tottenham players. So if we're all thinking that that Kane's going to do well, I guess like Doherty and players around him is going to be assisting him. So I'm thinking to bring him. Big amount of points here, incredible amount of points, and you know there's always a chance that he can do that. And the fixtures are looking good. They got one other post-moment fixture to be rearranged. They don't have a double here, but you just never know when they're going to add this. So I'm kind of like preparing for that as well. I think if Harry Kane gets another double, I'll just probably will make that move and take a lot of hits to get him, because a lot of people will captain him. So this is one of the moves. Now the other move that I'm thinking to do is actually remove Willock, even though he has a double in game week 33, which is actually really good. I'm just not convinced enough about Willock right now. I feel like Barnes or Maddison could be a better option moving forward. Because I don't really want to remove Martinelli. I don't want to remove Rafinha. I don't want to remove Salah. I don't want to remove Kulu. So that's the issue. Like, I know a lot of people looked at removing Salah and bringing it back in, and you know what? That could be something. That could be something, right? So let's just do that. Let's just go for Barnes. That could be something, and then you know in game week 31 I can bring Salah back. However, Burnley has a double in game week 31, and I'm thinking to bring in a Burnley striker. Yes, because they also got a double in game week 33. So that's what I'm thinking, like trying to like slowly prepare for game week 33. Really, every transfer that I make, I'm preparing for that. But if we look forward, like if we look at game week 31, I got a very decent side going into game week 31. So I got the 3 Liverpool players against Watford. I think this is a fantastic fixture for them to keep a clean sheet and score a lot of goals in. Don't have any players here. Yeah, I'll have, I don't know, one of the striker or maybe a goalkeeper. We'll see. Against Manchester City is not ideal, but you just never know. I got Rudiger against Brentford. Now I'm thinking to bring in Havertz, and the only way that I can do that is kind of like maybe downgrade Robertson to like, there we go, Matt Doherty, and maybe I can go for Tierney. That could be a good shout, but something like this, right? And then in game week 31, I can go ahead and bring in a Chelsea player like Havertz, or maybe even Mason Mount, that is 8.5, something like that. So I could cover them if I wanted to, but not really desperate to bring in another Chelsea player. Mount is quite easy, so we'll see if there's any other injuries in my team going into this game week. And I got Rafinha against Southampton as a decent fixture. I got Raul Jimenez against Aston Villa. I'll have David De Gea, so I could play David De Gea instead of Ramsdale, but we'll see. No players here. I'll have 2 players against Newcastle. Yeah, and I got a couple of Arsenal. So I'm kind of set for this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in game week 32. I might just bank the transfer, but something might happen here. There might be more, more like post-moment fixtures going into this game week. So we will see. But I'm preparing for this game week 33 double. Now, there are a couple of issues here. As you can see, like Chelsea's got a double, Manchester City's got a double, Liverpool. We just got to wait for the FA Cup results, and that's when all of these will be 100% confirmed. So the other thing that I'm looking at is basically adding more Leicester City players. As you can see, there's quite a lot of injuries for Leicester City. I could go for Justin, who's back, but hasn't played too many games. Amati is a player that is actually doing pretty damn well. I think he could be a great option. As you can see, 3.9 plus he could be on the bench, and if he doesn't play, he doesn't play, right? So I could do something like this, and I'm like, you know, scraping off a lot of money elsewhere. And with that money, I can remove Willock, and I can bring in Madison if I wanted to. You know, he had a little bit of a rest in the midweek, so he could be an option. And I might even go ahead and captain him. So that's the other move that I'm thinking to do. You guys let me know what you think. You know, if I look at this team, there isn't many great captain options, but I'm thinking of, if I bring in a Leicester City player, I'm going to captain a Leicester City player. And yeah, if I don't do that, I probably will just put it on Ramsdale and just hope for the best. That saves a lot of shots. But anyways, that is pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope that this video has helped you. Good luck and enjoy your weekend. See ya.